I pressed charges against my son. My kid Jake is 16, and for the past year he's been getting into more and more trouble. Started small, staying out past curfew, skipping school, that kind of stuff, but then it escalated. He got caught shoplifting twice, and both times the stores let it slide because he was a minor, and I promised to handle it at home. The thing is, nothing I tried worked. Grounding him, taking away his phone, making him do extra chores, he just didn't care. His mom and I divorced when he was 12, and she keeps telling me I'm being too hard on him, that he's just acting out because of the divorce. But this wasn't normal teenage rebellion anymore. 3 weeks ago, I came home from work and found my bedroom completely trashed. My dresser drawers were pulled out and dumped everywhere, my closet was a mess, and my laptop was gone. So was the cash I kept in my nightstand. About $300 I'd been saving for car repairs. I knew it was Jake. He was the only other person with a key, and when I asked him about it, he just shrugged and said maybe someone broke in. Real convincing, right? Especially since nothing else in the house was touched. I gave him one chance to come clean and return my stuff. I sat him down that night and told him straight up, if you took my laptop and money, just give it back and we'll work this out. He looked me dead in the eye and said he had no idea what I was talking about. The next day, I found out he'd sold my laptop to some kid at school for $200. One of the other parents called me because their son had mentioned buying a laptop from Jake, and they wanted to make sure it wasn't stolen. When I went to get it back, the kid showed me the texts where Jake was bragging about ripping off his old man. That's when I knew I had to do something drastic. This wasn't just teenager stuff anymore. He stole from me, lied to my face, and was apparently proud of it. So I called the police and filed a report for theft. When the cops showed up at our house, Jake couldn't believe it. He kept saying, "Dad, what are you doing?" Like I was the one being unreasonable. The officer explained that because the laptop was worth more than $500 originally, it counted as felony theft, even though he only sold it for $200. They arrested him right there in our living room, handcuffs and everything. He was crying and begging me to call it off, saying he was sorry and he'd never do it again. But I'd heard that before. The worst part was my ex-wife. She showed up at the station screaming at me, calling me every name in the book, said I was destroying our son's future over a stupid laptop, but she wasn't there when I was dealing with all his lies and stealing. She wasn't there when he looked me in the eye and lied about trashing my room. Jake spent 2 days in juvenile detention before his court hearing. When he got out, he wouldn't even look at me. My ex had to pick him up because he refused to come home. She's been letting him stay at her place ever since. The case went to juvenile court last week. Jake had to plead guilty to the theft charge. He got 40 hours of community service, 6 months probation, and has to pay me back for the laptop. The judge also ordered family counseling, which honestly might be the most important part.